In this video, we're going to be learning about the surface area of prisms and cylinders. So first of all, we got some definition terms that you need to know about 3D figures. So your three-dimensional figures or solids can be made up of flat or curved surfaces. That's going to be your cylinders and your spheres. Each flat surface is called a face, and an edge is where two faces meet. And then where three or more faces meet, that's called the vertex. That's the point, the corner. And so just to go over what the different types of 3D figures are, you got your prism that will have two bases. Your cylinder, your bases are the circles. Pyramid only has one base and it comes to a point. And then a cone, same thing but with a circle base. So what is surface area? Surface area of a 3D figure is the sum of all the areas of all the faces. So to find the surface area, you're going to find the area of each face and add them all together. Then you have this term called lateral area, lateral surface area. This is the area of all the faces except for the bases. So it's everything but your base. So here are the formulas. And spheres will be in a later video. Today we're going to focus on prisms and cylinders. So in the formulas, it's got some different letters that you might not be familiar with. So for prisms, your lateral surface area is P times H. P stands for perimeter. And that's specifically the perimeter of the base. And then H is your height of your prism. So either your prism, your cylinder, pyramid, cone, it's all the same as far as the height. And then the big B stands for area of your base. And then the last one, you know what R means, that's your radius. That doesn't change. So that's what all the different letters mean in the formula. So prism, like I said, the lateral area is your perimeter of your base times your height. And then the surface area will be your lateral plus two areas of your base, because there are two bases in prism. Cylinder is the exact same thing, only we replace the P with your formula for circumference, because that's what is the perimeter of a circle. So it's 2 pi RH. And then surface area, same thing, lateral plus two areas of your bases. So 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. Prisms and cones we'll go over in another video. So here is our first example. What shape is this? This is a rectangular prism. So first thing we need to do is to identify the base. With the rectangular prisms, it's hard to identify because you name the shape based off of the base. But with a rectangular prism, all the sides are rectangles, so really any of them could be a base. So for this, I'm going to call this side as the base. That's what I'm going to be using as my base. So for lateral area, that's going to be the perimeter of my base times the height. The perimeter of that rectangle is 10. And the height of my prism is 5, so my lateral is 50. Then surface area is my lateral plus 2 area of the bases, so 50 plus 2 times 6, because 3 times 2 is the area of that base. So it's 50 plus 12, which is 62. Here's our next shape. We got a cylinder. So our lateral area formula is 2 pi RH. And then this is lateral plus 2 pi r squared. So finding the lateral first, my radius is 3, the height is 10, so this gives me 60 pi, which is approximately 188.5. Remember, this is in terms of pi. So now surface area, lateral plus 2 pi 3 squared. So that's going to be 60 pi plus 18 pi, which is 78 pi, approximately 245.04. Depending on how the problem asks for your answer is which version you leave it in, either terms of pi or the approximate version. Here's our next shape. This is a triangular prism. Formulas are still the same. Lateral pH. So this time my base is this triangle. Oh, you can't see that. This is my base. So the perimeter of that is 16. The height is 7, which gives me 112 for my lateral area. So now surface area is my lateral plus 2 bases. So 112 plus 2. And then since I have a triangle, I'm going to use the triangle formula. Times 6 is the base times the height, which we don't know yet. They didn't give it to us. So we need to find the height of this triangle real quick. So if I look right here, this is my right triangle. This is 3. So I'm going to be using Pythagorean theorem. So 3 squared plus my height squared equals 5 squared. So my height is 4. So do all my math. 112 plus 24 gives me 136. And there's my surface area. Example 4, this one's a special case. This is a cube. This one's special because all the sides are all squares. So for the formulas, it's going to be a little bit different. My lateral is just going to be 4 side length squared. Since all of them are the same, all my sides are 5. Nothing is different. So, and lateral is everything but the 2 bases. Well, I don't need 2 squares. So there's 4 squares I'm going to be finding the area of. So 4 times 5 squared. So that is 100. And so then the surface area of a cube is 6s squared, which is 150. So again, this is a special case. You can use the other formulas if you don't remember that it's 6s squared. So now we have a hexagonal prism because my bases are hexagons. So lateral, perimeter times the height. Perimeter of my base is 8 times 6, so that's 48. The height of my prism is 12, so that gives me 576. So now the surface area, my lateral plus 2 bases. Since it's a hexagon, I'm going to use the hexagon formula. So my apothem, which I don't have yet, times the perimeter, which is 48. We're out of room here. So before I can move any further, I need to find that apothem. So think back to the past units where we did it. We do all of our calculations. And so then the apothem is about 6.9. So whenever I do all this, do all the math, go ahead and put everything in the calculator, I get about 907.2. That's my surface area. Last one, we got another cylinder. It's just like the same one before. 2 pi RH. So it's 2 times pi times my radius 3 times the height 6. So that gives me 36 pi. I'm just going to leave this one in terms of pi. Lateral plus 2 pi r squared. So 36 pi plus 2 pi 3 squared. So that is 54 pi. And there's my surface area.